What's going on, everybody? JBM Designs back with another long overdue video, and today I'll be screen printing the back and the front of these long sleeve shirts, two-color screen print design, along with some embroidered hoodies. So stick around to find out how this is about to go down. Alright, so first I need to point out that this is the second time that I'm printing this job for this customer, and I'm actually surprised they came back to let me print the same job again, because I'm very critical of my own work, and the last time I screen printed their shirts I had an issue with registration, lining up the colors, and I really don't think I should have let that job go. However, I did. And I didn't think the customer would return. I thought they would just politely didn't say anything about it. But here they are with another job with the same print and embroidery. So that just goes to show, be critical of yourself, you know, have high standards for yourself, and you'll be good. So before I get into just printing this, let me explain the issues that I had. Well, I already explained the issue, but what I had to do to fix it was basically I had to I got micro registration back here on my, let me show you on this one back here. Micro registration on these different screen, I don't even know what this thing is called, but I had to unbolt the whole thing, just completely break it down so that I can basically reset up each one of these to align the artwork with the other screen. And it was a process. In fact, I did it on another day because it took so much time trying to align the screens on this press that it just made no sense to print the same day. But I just wanted to explain the issues that I was having, even though I didn't show it on camera. That's the issue that I was having. But now that I got it pretty much lined up and ready to print, I already did my test print. Came out okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and coat this screen. I was actually messing with the embroidery, so I had this ink sitting for a little while. Now I kind of gotta play with it again to loosen it up, but I'm gonna get it going. As you can see right here, the ink just on this shirt doesn't want to clear the screen completely on the front. I really don't want to clean that part of the screen because I risk a chance of smearing ink. I'm just going to try to push it through the best that I can. Alright, so I printed one coat on all these three shirts. I don't have a fourth palette on this one because it broke, but it's dry to the touch, no ink coming up. And I'm gonna show you this first coat. I gotta do 2 passes of white ink, but just showing you how it looks. How you can see the little spots, and that's after 1 pass. And this is the area where the ink was not passing through. If I can get it to focus, there it is. But I didn't want to clean the screen because if I cleaned the screen, I risked when I wiped that white ink getting like a white little, not shadow, but kind of like a blurred on the rest of the shirt if I went ahead and cleaned it. All right, so now you can see the second color, how white that is, nice and clean. I did notice I had a pinhole right here, so I went ahead and covered that up. But now, I'm gonna go ahead and switch these screens. So I'm gonna do 2 passes of the red ink. I know I went over that like 3 times, but that still counts as 1 pass. Look at it. And that was a push method. I'm gonna do this one as a pull and see if I like it better. I do because it comes out cleaner. So let me get that some more time under the flash before I rotate this palette around. So I did 1 pass of the red ink on all the shirts, and after looking at it closely on my test prints, I did 2 passes, but I am printing directly on white, and I think this red has good coverage, so I'm not going to do 2 passes. It'll look like it'll be overkill doing 2 passes of the red, so I'm gonna go ahead and cure it like it is. I'm satisfied with it like this. The last time I printed this shirt, I promise you I could not line up these red boxes onto this shirt to save my life. It was terrible. One thing that I will say about this screen is I burned this image on a 110 screen, and personally I don't really use 110 screens anymore. I did when I first started screen printing because it was just easy. It's very easy to print through a 110 mesh because you don't really have issues with the white ink passing through it. But now the lowest screen count that I typically use is a 160 even with white ink. Because I just feel like I pass less ink through the screen, and it allows me to have a thinner coat of ink on the shirt. So by the time you do 2 passes of white ink, even 3 if you have to, the buildup of ink isn't so much that you're just making that layer super thick, if that makes sense. But yeah, I'm looking at the screen right now and I'm like, man, this is an old screen. It was a 110, and I just feel like I'm passing more ink onto the shirt than typically I would like to. But I got my ink flowing pretty good now that I've started printing again. Alright, so I already got all the backs of these shirts printed up. Now I already adjusted the screen so I can print the left chest, but here's how the back is looking on this. 2 passes of the white, 1 pass of the red ink. Lining up pretty good. I'm satisfied with that. It did not look like that the last time I did this customer's shirt. But like I said, I already adjusted my screen so I can start doing the left chest. So I'm gonna go ahead and knock that out so I can move on to the embroidery. Now that I got all my shirts printed, I got my left chest, I got my back print that I showed before. This is It was 20 shirts for this one. I just threw in an extra 2, like I said. One of those are messed up because I didn't adjust the palette, but that's okay. It's an extra shirt, free for her. The print actually was not messed up. It was just too high. But now that these are done, I'm gonna go ahead and jump into the embroidery. The reason why I didn't do the embroidery at the same time as the screen printing is because I'm dealing with the wet ink and I don't want to take a chance of my finger, you know, coming across some ink that I don't see, and then I carry that over to the next garment. So I'm gonna do the embroidery now, but I'm gonna go ahead and admit another mistake that I made is I already set up the embroidery machine, line everything up. So now all I gotta do is set it up on the Hoop Master. But with this one, I already embroidered this one. The embroidery came out fine. It's just the color. The customer actually cut out a garment that they already had embroidered somewhere else. Excuse me, and they gave it to me and said, hey, can you just try to match this? So they didn't actually send me their design. They gave me a cutout of a polo shirt or something, and I had to go on the computer and basically start from scratch. The thing is the customer's embroidery had black text, but it was on a yellow shirt. What I should have done was you can't even see this right now as far as the text, because I should have embroidered it white. So this one is messed up, but it's not messed up. I didn't mess up the embroidery. I just should have made that white, and I didn't think about it until I already had the machine going. And I did not order extra hoodies because I did not anticipate messing up. Lesson learned. So for the rest of them, and I only have 6 more to do, not too many hoodies to go, but I'm gonna go ahead and turn the camera around so y'all can see the process of lining up, or how I line up these hoodies on the Hoop Master to knock out this embroidery job. Alright, so this is the one that I tried to line up my embroidery with, and you can see I have it already taped out, and there should be stabilizer in here. It's not. Glad I checked. So I'm gonna go ahead and unzip it, put the stabilizer in there. Get this in place, close it down. Alright. And I'm not worried about alignment. I already aligned everything up, and I'll just show you how I pull this over the Hoop Master to get everything lined up. But before I go on, I'm using this stabilizer. I'm using a roll, and I'm cutting them down into sheets. The only thing that I don't like about this, because I'm stingy, is for this little bit of real estate that I have to embroider in, I'm cutting this huge piece of material so that it can clamp down on this Mighty Hoop magnetic clamp that you just saw. But that's okay. The expendables and embroidery, it's not actually not that bad as long as you price your jobs right. So I'm gonna have this back up here like so. And I can go ahead and pull this off because, like I said, or like I showed you, already embroidered one earlier. So I don't have to worry about alignment. I already know where it's going to go, where it's going to fall. Something just feels, I feel the backing underneath kind of bulged up because I kind of put it in there last minute. I'm just trying to smooth it out. But I'm using this Tajima Mighty Hoop. I don't have the magnetic hoops. I forgot the name of them right off the top of my head right now. But anyway, the magnetic hoops to go with the Mighty Hoop. That's what it's called. This is called a Hoop Master. The magnetic hoops are called Mighty Hoops. What I did not know is that those were 2 different things, and it's one of those things that I wish I knew when I bought the Hoop Master, that I was buying 2 separate things. I thought when I got this whole setup, it came with some starter Mighty Hoops. That's not the case. But I can still get the job done. Alright, Now that I got it on, pop it back up, and I'm ready to take this over to the embroidery machine. So just take it, slide it right off. Alright, so we got all the long sleeve shirts and hoodies done. I got my left chest embroidered on the hoodie. No issues there. So last thing to do is get everything boxed up, ready to go for the customers. So that wraps up this video. If you found any value, please hit the thumbs up, like, subscribe if you're not subscribed already. And as always, y'all be yourself, be your best. I'm JBM. I'm out.